Hi, my name is Daphne Onheim. I'm from the United Kingdom. I frequently complain that I tick all the boxes for minority because I'm black, I'm a woman, I am a lesbian, I work in tech, and I have a disability, so whenever they're looking for somebody to tick that box, I get called on. I have struggled a lot working in technology, despite the fact that I have 3 brothers. I get a lot of attitudes about acting as a lady, which always surprises me. And this is a story from a job I had as a charity, ironically, where I was asked to join the team. I was very excited because for the first time I had worked in a lot of private organizations. This was the first time I had worked somewhere where the aim was to help people, and this was a revelation for me. And it's women as the gentler sex. So I joined the charitable organization, and I was excited to make a difference in people's lives. And on my first annual assessment, my manager said, we've hired you to help reduce the testosterone in the team. And I thought to myself, have you met me? Because I don't think anyone who has met me would think that I would ever do that. So my story is endemic of women being brought into an environment which is already toxic, and then being asked to be responsible for fixing that environment. Instead of the acknowledgement that the reason the environment is toxic is caused by the management and by the culture. And what we found in that environment was that even men who did not like the environment felt they had to behave in the same way. It had to be a very alpha male to succeed sort of environment, and that led to people forming almost packs, as I like to call it, because they felt they had no other choice, and then the alternative was to leave the organization. I now work for a cooperative where we don't have bosses, and that works really well for me. We're all paid the same, and I work with, unfortunately, all men, even though we have tried to recruit women. For the first time, I work with a group of individuals who understands that building a culture that's accepting of everyone in technology, is diverse, is something that we all have to do. And despite the fact these are really great people, I still have to bring up examples to pull them up on things that they assume because they do not have experience. So it's something that we all have to work on, even though we think that we are feminists and that we do help other people and we are extending the hand of friendship to everyone. Be aware that you're never perfect. I do that. I call people ladies or guys, and then I find that people get offended by those terms. So be prepared to continue learning. If, for example, we interviewed 2 people, one was a woman and one was a man, and one of our members said, the woman wasn't very confident. And I said, why do you think you're perceiving as not very confident? Maybe she feels, because she's been interviewed by a group of men, that she feels intimidated. You don't know. You're putting an assumption on her behavior. You're not thinking about her technical capacity, her abilities. You're coming down to confidence, and that caught them by surprise. So I think there's something for us to continue learning in this environment. Thank you.
I don't know if it's a story of any importance, but there was one moment I felt really awkward at one of the big open data events when, while having a chat with a guy representing the World Bank, he was so uninterested in what I had to say that he kept on staring at my breasts. Even when he was speaking, he kept on looking below my head. It felt really strange, and of course since then I've tried to avoid the guy. However, it was the only moment I can remember that was connected to my gender, besides my own self-control of not being too emotional or girly, because it would be so unprofessional.
Hello everybody. How many mothers do we have in the room, actually? Just curious. How many what? Mothers. A few. I think there's like, what, 5 in this entire room? It's kind of raises a point that not just inclusion of women, but I think including mothers is something that we need to definitely do a lot more work on. And I happen to have a a anonymous anecdote I'm going to read on behalf of someone that has to do with pregnancy and motherhood. I know this is not connected only to the open government world, but it did happen while I was working in this space. After I told my boss, who's a guy, that I had a miscarriage and that it was a sensitive time for me, 2 weeks later he asked if I could look after getting a maternity present for one of our employees who had just given birth. It took him a couple minutes to realize that he shouldn't have asked me of all people to do that. And I mean, this story is to raise awareness of how we need to be sensitive to the challenges women face in the field as mothers as well. Thank you.
I'm reading the story in the name of an anonymous writer. I've been in the space for a year. I'm well known in the region and I've led many initiatives. Still, I see my male colleagues up on stage, but I wonder why I wasn't invited to the panel. I see my male colleagues on the stage time and time again, stage after stage, while other women and myself work on new projects with new partners and never presenting the work we're doing. It feels as though we are forgotten because we never made it into the limelight. The men, some who claim to be feminists, others who really are supportive in this discourse, but few actually support their words with actions. They are not willing to step out of the limelight to make room for other actors. I'm still amazed and disheartened by how difficult it is to defend no manuals, to convince others that manuals are obstacles to progress. I often feel alone and sounding like a broken record, sitting at the table, having a conversation with a group of people where very few notice the lack of representation, diversity, and opportunity in manuals. It's 2016, but here we are. We have a longer way to go in this space than we think.
So his name is Andres, and he's going to read in behalf of the women. If any other man wants to do it now, let me know, and you can also share the experience.
Hello, I'm going to speak in Spanish, so anyone can have to do things. How many men are in the room?
5 to 14.
Okay, yeah, I think it's the only panel where there are few men in the audience. You have to be ashamed of that as a gender. So, yeah. Then, voy a leer el nombre de Paulina Bosques. Me gradué de ingeniería hace unos cuantos años, pero nunca uso mi título. En México tenemos una costumbre especial en usar nuestros títulos en el trabajo. Básicamente, eres o ingeniero o licenciado. Ingeniero significa que trabajas en algún tema técnico o relacionado con temáticas como física, matemáticas, y licenciado, que estudiaste algún tema relacionado con humanidades. En el espacio de Open Government o de Open Data, es el único lugar en donde la gente asume directamente que soy licenciada, y mis compañeros hombres son los ingenieros. Es molesto por muchas razones, pero en especial porque mis compañeros de trabajo minimizan esto y dicen que exagero. A pesar de que yo no escribo código, he trabajado en temas más técnicos, a pesar de que ya no escribo código, he trabajado en temas más técnicos que muchos de mis compañeros, y sigo siendo una de las personas en mi equipo que busca para resolver problemas técnicos. Me gustaría que todos en el espacio de Open Government y Open Data entendieran que las mujeres también somos técnicas y podemos ser ingenieras.
I have yet to hear a man associate himself with imposter syndrome. How many of you in this room have ever heard imposter syndrome or know what it is? Okay, good. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, imposter syndrome is a concept describing high-achieving individuals who are marked by an inability to internalize their accomplishments and a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. I have been in this space for years. I am well known in the region and have led many initiatives. Still, my story as a founder or as the leader of these initiatives have been quietly swept under the rug. Not so for my male colleagues. As I don't want to seem pretentious or ruffle any feathers, I didn't say anything, not until late. But it took a long time for me to be able to stand up for myself and give myself credit where credit is due. Why should only the white CIS male founder, unfortunately that's most of the founders in the space, be able to wear their organization or project proudly on their crew cut sweatshirt. This process of getting over the classic imposter syndrome takes time. Some women leave the space before even stripping themselves of that extra weight. Let's collectively take ownership of our work and support others to do so too.
I've been involved in the open mapping community for about 8 to 10 years, and I was asked to run for the board of directors, and so we're a membership-driven organization, and so I ran this organization based on my experience and what I could bring, and I had people tell me that my skills weren't good enough. I had people on mailing lists publicly, some of them were men for the most part, because that's how it happened. They said that because I raised money, because I focused on communication and community building, that didn't matter. What mattered is how many edits I made to the map. And the next year I was president of the board of directors for HOT and continued to work on my work. But every year that I run for the membership to be on the board, and because it's an annual thing, I have to deal with the fact what I like to call mapper dude syndrome, where the contribution that somebody gives to the open community is measured by data. So this year, a number of us from different open geo communities banded together because we've had enough. We really have. So there's open geo, there's OpenStreetMap. Got the data on the membership from each of the different organizations, and we found that 12 to 15% of the people were women, as far as we knew, because we actually don't collect in terms of map content, and when people register, we don't collect the gender of the self-defined gender of who's contributing. So we went through, we actually analyzed the data set online. We divided up the information, and we went through, we tried to find public profiles to match it so that we could at least have an estimate. Then we went back to the community at State of the Map in Brussels and said, hi, we have a gender problem, this large million-person community who's contributed. We need to fix that. So we started a diversity working group. And the best part about this is that the board of Humanitarian OpenStreetMap and the board of OpenStreetMap Foundation both agree, and now we're working on mechanisms to do that. But again, every single time I say I represent OpenStreetMap or I represent HOT, I have to deal with mapper names. And so I would say that the mechanisms for how we mentor each other and how we build partnerships is really important. Thank you.
Transparency and accountability. To empower people with information, fight inequality and injustice. And yet, we fight these battles internally and across our own sector for our voices to be heard and our work to be recognized and our pay to reflect that. The irony is not lost on me. The status quo must be challenged. I've just been through a year-long struggle to push for promotion. They told me no and expected me to just accept it like a good little girl. But I didn't. I shared my story with my colleagues. I led the call for pay transparency internally and collected my own pay data. And I won. We should all be doing this.
So again, this is in the name of an anonymous writer. When I first got involved in the open government space, this was a new field for everyone. I was young, I hadn't had much previous work experience, but I worked very hard to balance this out. Still, my male bosses and co-workers judged me, laughed at me, and made fun of me on multiple occasions. Needless to say, this well-known organization was not a supportive, nurturing, empowering environment. I was lucky enough to work with strong, determined women who provided me with a sort of safety net in this village. He was abusive, verbally and emotionally. The only times he ever spoke to me, he made it evident that he wasn't interested in what I was saying and that it wasn't relevant. Or worse, he would belittle me, he would yell at me, he would make sure that I knew that everything I did was wrong and nothing was right. I can't even remember the number of times I would go home crying, debating if I should quit my job or not. The thing is, after years of processing this, I believe this man was simply insecure, that I was doing the job better than he did. He was threatened by me and thought that the best and easiest way to deal with his insecurities was to make me feel that insecurity. Abusive now bosses. I'm sure this is not the only story that we'll hear about this.
I was late in submitting this story because I never had the feeling I'm denied an opportunity or because I'm a woman or that I've been treated differently as a woman in the space. I don't have my gender glasses on. If I put them on,
this one is in Spanish, so I'm sorry. Estoy leyendo por Oriana Abierto. Descubrir el gobierno abierto ha significado para mi vida esperanza. Hastiada de lo público, de la impotencia de ser parte de un sistema viciado, corrupto y que pareciera no tener arreglo, dejé todo por seguir mi pasión, Gobierno Abierto. En esta luz encontré un propósito, algo a que aferrarme y volcar toda mi voluntad y ganas de aportar a los cambios que necesita el mundo. Descubrí el gobierno abierto gracias a mi amor por el estudio y la investigación. Las redes sociales eran mi laboratorio. Ahora son el espacio donde puedo tener una voz y compartir las buenas prácticas de la comunidad OGP, con la esperanza de inspirar. Ahora vivo en otro país, llegué con ganas de aprender, de colaborar, pero ha sido muy duro ver cómo la participación se convirtió en otro círculo cerrado de poder, donde tienen acceso pocos, y si eres de un país al sur de sus fronteras, los muros se vuelven aún más grandes de escalar. A pesar de todo, no desfallezco a través de la cultura 52. Estoy construyendo las respuestas al gran cómo construir una cultura de gobierno abierto. Acuérdense que el fin último de OGP es fomentar una cultura de gobierno abierto que empodere y brinde resultados a los ciudadanos y promueva los ideales de gobierno abierto y participativo del siglo XXI. Aquí estoy, soy Oriana Oviedo Ojeda y seguiré dibujándome las puertas y abriéndome los caminos.